All right, today we're going to be talking about how to attract your perfect client using content. And we're going to be talking about video content, obviously, because here we are on video. Or if you're listening to this on the podcast and on the audio feed, well, this is about video, but it can be about audio as well. It's just really how to connect with the right people. We're not talking you got to go viral. We're talking about how do you put out content that attracts the perfect client. So we're going to just jump right into it. And this actually was a conversation that we were having with a private group of coaches and course creators. We actually just taught our, we're calling it our steady leads flywheel using YouTube method. And we actually went through this entire process. And when we were going through this, one of the things that we talked about was figuring out who it is that you're trying to attract. And we saw that some people were still unclear, and it's very common. We were unclear for a little while. So we're going to dive into that. And by the way, if you're interested in getting access to that private recording, which we actually recorded it and gave it out as a replay, if you want that plus a playbook that goes through that strategy, just put leads in the comments and we'll send you a copy. All right. Or access. All right. So let's just get into it. I think we need to talk about, and this is going to be for you. If you're watching this right now, I want you to also be thinking about your own business right now. Okay. Who is it that you are trying to attract right now? And let's talk about Gavin, who's one of our students. And he came to us and he was basically putting his message out there for everyone. Like, I help everyone get in shape.
Very general.
Very, very general. Let's speak to that. Let's use him as an example. So that way there we can kind of drill in. So the very first thing, Scotty, what are we going to do when we're trying to kind of dig in here to figure this out?
We're going to start niching down in whatever we're talking about, but where it makes sense. Okay. So like for Gavin, for example, right? And this goes for you with whatever you're doing with your business. Like, you need to understand what's working or what people are interested in on your stuff that you're teaching and like what demographic that is, and then lean into that. So for him, he helps, in his, brick and mortar, he's helping people that are over 40. Like, that's his whole thing, right? Fitness over 40. So for him, at first, he's, again, talking general fitness. Here's the thing though. He's working with majority of people over 40. So who should he probably target? The people over 40, right? So that was like the first bit of advice we kind of gave him, in which he went into. So now all his content is targeted to the fitness over 40, because number one, he has the most experience in that. He has social proof of that. And now he's able to share all of that on this platform besides just what he's doing, in person. And now he's able to share it on YouTube.
Right. I think one of the struggles for people, and we've even done this. Even when we started this channel, it was a little bit more broad. It was like how to grow on YouTube. Even though we knew we could help coaches and consultants and course creators and speakers and authors and all of that, it was just very general. And that's fine. It kind of worked. It got us some pretty good growth. But now we are tailoring it to focus on online coaches and course creators, consultants, and that's what we're doing. But people think like, well, I'm going to lose a lot of my audience, or I'm not going to be able to get as much reach. And here's what I want you to ask yourself, depending on what you're selling. Okay. What is a client worth to you? That's the first thing that you need to ask yourself. Because if you ask yourself that question, then getting the amount of views that you want to get isn't necessarily what you need to get. So there's a little bit of a it's different thinking, because we're all thinking like, well, we want to get as much reach as we possibly can. I have a good friend of mine, Greg Hickman. I'm gonna give him a little shout out here. We're going to have him on the podcast as a guest, and I'm going to be interviewing him. Known him for years, but he runs a 7-figure business, and he helps agency owners. And he helps them productize their services. So again, this is another thing. The reason why I'm bringing up Greg is because he's taken something that's very broad, let's say, right? He could have helped just agency owners, and he could help them grow their business and systematize it. What he did was he's like, I'm going to show them how to productize their expertise. So now if you go to his videos, he might only be getting, I say only, he's got some videos that have over 5,000, maybe 10,000. I haven't really looked into his whole catalog, but most of them are like under 1,000. 500, 800, you know, maybe 1,200. But he told me, he goes, some of the lowest viewed videos have gotten me the most clients.
Yeah.
And his clients are going to range anywhere from $7,500 all the way up to $25,000.
Yeah.
So he was telling me, like, once he saw that and he was tracking it, he's like, well, I don't really care if I'm getting thousands of views as long as I'm getting the right views.
Yeah.
So I want you to just almost like put that to the side. That's what we're doing. It's a little bit of an ego hit.
Oh yeah.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of an ego hit.
I mean, we had a couple videos over 200,000 views that were rolling them in. And then next thing you know, we're pivoting and barely breaking 300. So, I mean, it's an ego hit for sure. But again, we're targeting the right audience that we want to hit. Because we know before, not that we weren't hitting the right audience at that time, what we were talking about, it was the right audience, but we wanted coaches, consultants, course creators. We want to hit them specifically.
Yeah. So the question to ask yourself then is who, right? Who is it? And you might be like, well, it's going to be people that want to get in shape. Okay, let's drill it down a little bit further and let's go, okay, of those people that want to lose weight, are they primarily women? Are they primarily a certain age? Maybe they're 30-year-olds, you know, that you're finding. So you want to get more specific because you're going to find out that when you are doing your coaching, there's going to be a good portion, like the 80-20, right? You're going to have that 20% that are, the 80% that are probably going to outweigh the 20% that's kind of a little bit all over the place.
Yeah.
So you want to focus on the majority that you can help. And sometimes that's getting niche or niche down. So I would definitely recommend that. We also had, actually we had 2 ladies on the call, on our coaching call that we did a couple days ago. And one of them, Rachel, give her a little shout out. She helps younger people, like 30-year-olds, right? Like late 20s, early 30s. She helps them get out of debt.
Yeah.
All right. So that's great. Well, then she said, I'm thinking about pivoting. And we're like, okay, tell us a little bit more about it. And she was like, well, I'm thinking about, I want to help like people that are very successful, like, and primarily women that are successful. They're doing over 6 figures a year. And they are, they can afford things, but then now because they can afford it, because the pressures of the job, they are overspending. So now they're getting in debt. Even though they're making more, they're forming debt. And I'm like, okay, that's still, it's a little messy. We got to dial that in.
Yep.
So then we said, okay, well, you're still helping people get out of debt, but now we have to talk more to the professional.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think you need to learn to, like, our little bit of advice for her was like, because she's so new to that space, right? You don't know who's really looking at your content, right? But if you start targeting it, so for her, I said, okay, what are some people in that space, like careers that you want to kind of target? She said doctors, nurses, I'm just trying to think of some other ones top of my head, big corporate CEOs, like any of those, right? So I said, okay, start making videos catered to those. You're going to see what kind of takes a little bit. And when I say takes, doesn't necessarily mean views. I think when a lot of people think that, like, that means views.
Yeah.
But going back to like what Greg said is, it's not about the views. It's what brings the clients in. Right. So if she does videos on doctors and she knows she's getting a lot of leads coming in from talking about women doctors and stuff, that's probably where she's going to lean into, right? So in the beginning, you kind of want to build a catalog of just learning of what is your ideal audience that you can start targeting, so that way you can get in front of the right crowd. And so for her, that's her steps right now. We want to figure out what lane. We know the general, which is great, but how do we niche that down? And you might not know right away. It's going to take time. Even like what we're doing, we're still trying to figure our lane as well. But once you find that lane, then it's okay, now we got to keep the momentum going. And then eventually down the road, start generalizing, because people are going to come in and say, I know you don't help doctors much, but I do this or whatever, right? And I'm still in debt too. Could you help me out?
Right.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so for us, right, we're going to probably do some videos that are going to be like how to get 50 to 100 leads in your fitness business.
Yep.
So if you say fitness business, you're going to attract fitness coaches and fitness businesses, but there's still going to be people that it's going to reach, but they might not click on it because it says, it's fitness. And that's fine. But then you're going to find, okay, let's try one that is for spiritual coaches or relationship coaches, any of that stuff. And so you can start to kind of almost like sub niche inside of your niche.
And the whole umbrella is the main thing.
Right. Yeah. Because what, we're sharing, like, our thing now is we help online coaches and course creators get steady leads without, or using YouTube without using paid ads. Right? That's our thing. We didn't just arrive to that one day. We're like, okay, what have we done that's worked really well? And then what could we do that we've just carve out a segment of the market, which I think another follow-up show we should do is we should talk through how we're going to be kind of coming up with something that we think is going to help our audience and possibly building a service around that. So that way people can see like, that's even more niche, but how you can build like you might be right now offering something. And we had some people on there, they were like, yeah, I'm selling something, it's $100 and I want to sell something that's more premium, or there's ways that you can do it. And maybe we can even talk through that at some point. I also want to ask the audience right now, let us know in the comments, you're watching this right now, or you're listening to it. And if you are watching it, you're on YouTube, let us know in the comments, how long have you been a coach or a course creator? Let us know that in the comments. We'd like to know. Okay. So I think we said like, it's very important that you get very specific. And also, what is the one problem you are trying to solve?
So, and I think that kind of leads into our second thing that we kind of focus on, which is perfect, is after we call out, the audience and all of that, the next part is we need to understand our audience, right? So what is the struggle? What is the pain point? What is that is going to get them to perk up and be like, I need to know that, right? And so a lot of the times, instead of the pain points, what we do as creators is we're like, we're going to help as much people. So we're going to teach you how to, generate $1 million, right? Rather than, how to get rid of you having to use paid ads and being $10,000 in debt a month from ads, right? Like it's a different dynamic, the way you're hitting it, because instead of like how to make $1 million, that's great. That's cool. Right. And yeah, I want to do that, but what am I struggling with? Right now I'm struggling with, I have to use paid ads. I'm on the hamster wheel of hopefully I can make enough sales to cover the paid ads and then profit after that. I don't want to do that. I'm stressing over that. If you start hitting that pain point, like for us, then more people are going to be coming in and be like, yeah, I'm kind of on board with what they're talking about. So whatever niche you're in, you got to figure out what's the pain point, what's the struggle that they're dealing with. And then I would even create a whole list of those and start going through those and creating different like buckets of content based off of those.
Yeah. What are they lying awake at night thinking about, or what are they thinking about when they wake up?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's just a good exercise in general.
Yeah.
And so like, even for us, like right now, like what am I thinking most mornings? I'm thinking, okay, what do I got to do for the day? But then I'm also thinking like, okay, am I getting consistent leads? And are they the right leads? And so it doesn't matter, like whatever business you have, you need leads. And we say leads, generally for us, it's going to be just people of interest that are raising their hand that might want to buy something that you have to offer eventually.
Yeah.
But I think to your point, like, so even taking it a layer deeper than that, it's like, okay, what is someone facing, right? So our buddy Gavin, right, he's been sending emails now.
Yeah.
I'm on his email list intentionally.
Yeah.
And I didn't even tell you this yet. But he sent out an email the other day, and oh gosh, I'd have to pull up the email itself. But the title of it was something along the lines of why your back is hurting, or something like that. Something like that. I forget what it was, but it was basically he's targeting people over 40. Yeah. A lot of those people their backs are a little.
So like you probably clicked on it.
I saw it and I go, that's a great thing, right? I'll tell you another one too that he sent this morning that was perfect for the women. But anyway, so I clicked it and it was all about sitting too much. And when you're sitting too much, your glutes aren't getting it. And so now your back has to do more work. And as we get older and we're sitting down, our muscles are getting weaker. So here's 3 exercises you could do that'll take you 10 minutes. Do 3 squats, air squats. Do a band, take bands and, whatever. Do like whatever. So he's giving these 3 things. And then at the end, he just says, he had a cute little PS that was kind of like, do these 3 things and, your cheeks will be, thanking you or something funny, right? Yeah. But the one he sent this morning was menopause or muscle or something like that.
Yeah.
And then in it, it said, this one's for the ladies. And boom, if you're over 40, you're probably dealing with menopause. So now he hit that angle, right? And then he was like, and he did the same thing where he was like, yeah, I know I'm not a woman, but I have a lot of women clients that I help with this. Yeah. you know, if you don't have, if you're not, you know, working out 2 to 3 times a week, this is what can happen.
Yeah.
Right. So here's something you can do 2 to 3 times a week. And he gave it in there.
Yeah.
My only thing is for Gavin, and we're going to actually have him on.
Yeah.
We're actually, I think next week we're going to actually interview him and have him on. And we're going to do a little coaching session.
Okay.
Because there's some things we got to talk about. Because in his PS, it was a cute little PS, but there was nothing there for him to get someone to reach out and go, can I work with you? Mm-hmm. So a little side tip there for you. If you're listening to this or watching this, even after the PS, here's 2 ways that I can help you. Right. One of them might be a free resource. The other one might be like, here's my Calendly link.
Yeah.
Let's create a plan for you.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And then you're going to get a one-on-one client or someone that you can help. So anyway, that's that. Okay.
Yeah.
So on the content piece, because we're talking about content, you have to think to yourself, what are they thinking about and how can I help them, and just come at it from different angles.
And it's also too, like, you also got to learn your audience, right? Mm-hmm. So like, yes, it's one thing to say, okay, what do people struggle with at whatever, with fitness, or, you know, with over 40 fitness, right? You can think that, and maybe you can come up with some good ideas because you know, but you also got to see what is the audience really looking into, right? Because you might be talking about back pain, and maybe that's big. Let's just pretend it's not as big as we think, right? And it's more about leg pain or whatever, right? And so then it's like, you should be diving into that, not back pain. Because even though back pain, a lot of people you think deal with it, maybe they do, but maybe they resonate with leg pain more, right? So then I would lean into that more. So it's also understanding your audience, and that comes from even just like a little bit of search, some research, right? So going in on YouTube, even looking at a couple things. One, look at comments of some videos, right? What are people talking about? What are some struggles you see like that they're going to be consistently saying? What are some videos that are coming up a lot that are targeting back pain, targeting whatever it is, and then get some ideas off of that? I think it's a good way to find the struggle and the pain points in your specific audience that's going to reach them on a different level. Yeah.
And so the one thing also I would say here real quick, and we talked about this in our Steady Leads little flywheel training that we did, which we talked about like in that video formula, which I don't know if that's what you're going to go to next, but I think so. Because the one thing that's missing is you get the attention, right? You get someone to click on the video and you give them the information, just like Gavin gave them great information in that email, but there was no call to action in that email that even gave that person an opportunity to take an action. And that action could be, if we're on YouTube, we want to get someone that is interested. Like for us, I'll give you an example, and I'm going to demonstrate it right now in real time. So I just brought up our Steady Leads workshop that we just did. Just did it. And we helped those coaches and those course creators. And we mentioned it a little bit in the beginning here. I'm going to mention it again right now, because this training, if you're an online coach or a course creator, is actually exactly how we are doing it and how we are teaching others to do it right now. I mean, Gavin got over 1,700 emails, probably
2,000,
over 2,000 now, probably emails from a video getting a lot of attention. Right. So if you would like to see how that works and how you can install this into your own business, just put leads in the comments. And what's going to happen is we're going to comment back. And then we're going to send you to a page that's going to say, put your name and email address in where you want us to send it, and we'll send it. And then we send it. You guys know how that works. If you're an online coach or course creator, you guys know how it works. And then we know you raised your hand. And what? Maybe from this video we get 10. Maybe we get 40. Maybe we get 100. Maybe we don't get one until, I don't know, 3 months from now.
I was going to say, but it's up there for good.
It's an asset now.
It's a big
asset. It's an asset.
Yeah. I mean, and just to kind of hit on that point, we have videos from 10 months ago that are still bringing in leads right now, just randomly, just starting to get some traction. And this one video is getting us almost 15 to 20 a day. That the titles one. It's 15 to 20 a day, and it's didn't really take. It's like a slow take, but we're just getting comments on that left and right of the lead magnet, not just random comments, but of the lead magnet wanting it, and then we're just sending that out again. Getting more leads from that, and that's almost a year old. So think about all the, like you said, you're planting seeds the whole time, right? I could be planting seeds right now. Might not take off now. Might not take off in a week, 2 weeks, a month. 6 months from now could just start taking off. And when I say take off, doesn't mean it's going to blow up, but you could be getting 3 leads a day. But let's go back to the beginning. what do those leads mean to you? What does one client from that video mean to you?
Are you charging $1,000? Are you charging $10,000? $25,000? Like whatever you're charging for that, you have to put the value on that. That's potentially, now that person might not buy right away.
Yeah.
But you're getting them into your system. And here's the other thing. When you're getting a lead from YouTube, it's way, way better than if you're doing a cold ad out there on Facebook or even YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, because then it takes time. But if you're watching this and you're this far in and you heard us just talk about it, you're like, okay, I know those guys. I feel like I know them. I feel like I trust them.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give them a shot, but I want that resource because the resource has got to be good. And that's, again, we went really deep into like lead magnets, like what makes a good one, how to really find what your audience wants. Like all of that stuff is in there. So again, if you want it, just comment leads and we'll send it to you. Move on. Okay. Where are we at now?
Well, I mean, that's kind of tying in the last part. You're talking about the call to action. I think a big misconception too is, but Scott, with my videos, I don't want to give too much away.
Yes.
And we just talked about this on the workshop. I don't want to give too much away because then no one's going to want to come buy anything from me. Is that true?
No, it's absolutely not. Here's what I would, and I learned this years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago. Because I was under that impression that like, oh, you know what? We can't give it all away because if I give it all away, then they can just go and watch it all and then they don't have to hire me.
Yeah.
And that's completely the opposite.
Yeah.
And I'll give you an example. So like this, you know, this training that we did, the Steady Leads training, it's basically everything that you would need to do to get these, I call it my parts list. There's a parts list. We need to have these things so we can build. And then from there, once we build it, this little flywheel, and then we add to it and we get that flywheel going, like I give you everything. Like I don't hold anything back. Now, are there areas we can go deeper? Can we go into, okay, well, how do we really go deeper into find what your audience truly wants? Then we go into how do we build a lead magnet that would, you know, serve itself? You know, how do we then set up a good landing page that converts higher? What do we do on a thank you page? Like, so I covered all that and I verbally talk about it, but people want, can you help me with mine? And then that's where people are going to come in and go, I want those guys to help me either implement it or I want them to do it for me. Now we don't do it for me right now yet. But that's, again, I want to do another episode where you and I are just having that conversation because I've got a lot that I want to talk about. You do that on how we're going to, I'm not saying we're going to do it yet, but how I think we can come up with a premium offer that's going to serve at a very high level. It's going to take some systems on our part, but also then you have this system that you've built that also now you can teach people how to do the system and do it with them and charge less. But you also have that premium, like real premium. And it's also an ongoing thing. And we can, like I said, we can do a whole nother episode on that.
And all of that you're saying right now, there's one specific thing about this. This goes for all you coaches out there. If you have a low ticket thing and you're like, how can I get something scale a little bit, get a higher ticket item or product, course, training, whatever, coaching, personalization. I mean, all of that you're talking about is personalization, whether it's in a small cohort, whether it's in a do it for you, like any of that. Personalization takes to the next level. If you're a fitness coach and you just give a training on these exercises and stuff or a plan for a week, or if you do a specific plan for this individual who only has 3 days a week to work out and whatever, and you give them a diet plan, this and that, and it's all catered directly to them, they're going to pay more for that. Right. So it's the personalization that is going to scale you to the next level as any online coach, consultant, any of that.
Yeah, no, that's really good. So giving it all away, I would say give it all away. Right. Like, and I don't mean like build a course and give it all away. Like, I'm just saying like, don't feel like you have to gatekeep things.
No.
And because that also makes it more like you're like, okay, that's fine. And I just read an email from John Meese. I'm going to give him a shout out, which I don't know him personally. He used to work with Michael Hyatt's group and everything, and that's kind of how he got his thing. But he wrote an email today that really struck me, and he was like, create your premium offer first. Don't create your $7 book that leads to your $250 product to that. And I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. And he was like, create that premium offer, teach it live to like a beta group, which we're doing.
And work back from that.
And then work back from that and develop that $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 program or service and then work off of that. Because like he said, if you get 5 people to pay you $2,000, that's 10 grand. Well, okay, now you get case studies. You get to also take people through the process. You got to actually teach the process, and then you learn from that. And so start there versus starting with, I just want to get a whole bunch of leads. Now, doing the free leads, that just brings people in where you can get people to know, like, and trust you. But then they're going to be also introduced to your premium. Okay, so I really like that. I like that idea. So anyway, all that to say, do not feel as though you can't give everything away.
No.
You're going to get people that go like, why would I buy anything from you? I can just go to your YouTube channel. You're like, yeah, you absolutely can.
Yeah,
have fun with that. There's like probably 100 hours on there, or 200 hours.
But then when they come back and they're like, oh, but I need a little bit more help with this. Can you explain this a little bit more?
Can you look at my channel?
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people email me and go, Scott, can you look at my channel? And I'm like, I'd love to, but if I looked at yours, I got to look at everybody else's, and I'd be here for like days for free.
Yeah.
So you have to value your time as well.
Exactly.
But I can break down one channel and show you what I'm seeing, and then you can maybe go, oh, maybe that's what he's talking about with mine. But if you said, can you look at mine? I'm like, sure. We have one-on-one sessions if you want to go book a call.
Yep.
Love to. Right? And then it's personalized and it's customized to that person. So with that all being said, let's just do a quick little recap here, Scotty.
Yeah.
So the very first thing is what?
Calling out your audience, right? Specific to your niche down a little bit. And niche down doesn't have to be super micro niche down. It's just target a part of the whole umbrella, right? A part of it, and dive into that and really focus on that. And then if you need to later on, you can generalize so that way you can start hitting every part of the market.
Yep. All right. Second thing. Go ahead.
Second thing is you're going to start with your pain point, your struggle, and really focus on that with your audience. So that way you can bring that out and really hit them on a different level. It's also going to help build that relationship in your content.
And I would say with this too, just as a side note to this, like the content that we're talking about doesn't have to be that you're putting content out every single day.
No.
I would rather see you do one video a week that addresses a problem. And then from there, you're able to have consistency. Because I think that's going to win. And every single video you put out there is an asset. Just always remember that's an asset that is going to bring in people today, a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, if you're still doing it. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Third thing.
And the last thing is how you're structuring your videos, right? So we need that intro hook to be really good, right? Drawing them in, also delivering on the promise, not gatekeeping, like you said. And the biggest thing I think of all of the structure in that middle beginning part, we need a nice call to action that's a subtle, not in your face, just something like the leads document that we have, the steady leads flywheel, which if you want that, comment leads down below and we'll send you it.
So there you have it. That's how you're going to attract your perfect clients with perfect content. As always, guys, remember, we're here for you.
We believe in you.
We're rooting for you.
But you have to.
You must say it with me, say it loud, say it proud, take action.